everybody, and welcome back to more of the Trooper series, where we are finally starting Belavis, which happens to be one of my favorite planets in the entire game.
Power packs, check. Stun baton, check. Binders, check.
Excuse me, Captain. I was told you could help me locate Daggerwing's CO.
Major. Glad you caught me. Was just heading out to round up another wave of runners. The imps are springing everyone they can. The Daggers volunteered to help get things under control, so they're spread out across the prison.
What do you know about these pilots, Captain?
I know they got a raw deal. Those pilots were just doing their job and they got locked up for it. Shameful. Their leader, Gall, is in a high security zone, so I can't raise him on the hollow for you. The XO isn't far, though. Here. Harlan? Harlan, come in. This is Zess, over.
Zess? Huh, good timing, pal. We need backup ASAP. The imps are opening the vaults.
Are they insane? We'll get your backup, Harlan. Just hang in there.
What are these vaults you're talking about?
They were here on Belavis when the prison was built. All we know is what's in there is bad. We never open them.
We've got some imps cornered in one of the vault entrances, but we're shot up pretty bad. We need med packs and mad power, and we need them yesterday.
Help is on the way, Harlan. Zess out. Out of med packs. But there are some caches you can raid on your way to Harlan. Here are the coordinates.
Lieutenant Doran can handle a few blaster wounds. No need for supplies.
Not knowing the condition of the wounded, sir, I still recommend collecting additional medical supplies.
Stay on your toes out there. This place is a madhouse.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Belavis is a prison planet. And basically that means that this entire planet is turned into a prison. So this is where the Republic keeps all of their major prisoners and stuff, but not just the Republic, because there's also the fact that this prison planet actually existed long before the Republic ever did. So whatever aliens existed before, the races that you know now in the galaxy, they set up this planet to kind of keep really, really powerful things under, you know, super guard and everything. So the Republic kind of came in, figured out what it was, decided to use it as like a penal colony, basically, and just store a ton of their prisoners here, because, I mean, they're storing a galaxy full of prisoners. It's a really good place for it. However, Daggerwing is also stationed here, or I guess imprisoned here, and they have kind of a bleak story of why they got put into a prison, but you kind of heard a little bit of that on the previous episode. You'll hear a little bit more of it in this one.
Daggerwing is still kicking, you murdering cowards!
Your backup's here, Harlan. And your med packs.
Best news I've had all day. So did the Army finally send reinforcements, or... Havoc Squad? It's our lucky day, ladies and gents. Dig in and patch yourselves up. The Army has sent their best.
I want the Imperial's position, their armament, everything.
They're dug in farther into the tunnels, and they've got some serious heat. If we hadn't caught them by surprise, we'd all be dead. There may be even worse things in here, too. I've heard there's scary stuff locked in these vaults. Nobody opens them, ever.
Zess said the same thing. Doesn't anyone have the whole story?
No one in this zone. Somebody higher up probably knows the details, but they aren't likely to tell. We'll make sure nobody flanks you. Give those imps what they deserve.
I'm not entirely sure how he knew I was in Havoc Squad. Do I have it like on one of my armors? I'm not sure. It's hard to tell. I think if I was wearing like the default armors you get while you level up, maybe there would be a Havoc Squad symbol, but I don't think there is on this one. So I'm not entirely sure how that makes any sense. However, he was happy to see me, which is really good. You saw by his attire, he is clearly a prisoner here. The Daggerwing themselves, they may be prisoners, but they I mean, there's like a huge breakout going, as you probably are well aware if you've been listening in at the story at all. And what's happening is Daggerwing has volunteered to help get the guys back under control, even though they are prisoners. They say, hey, we'll help you, and these, major Republic prison guards are like, okay, sure, that's great, because you guys are like war heroes, even though you're in this pretty crappy situation. The reason they're in here, of what we know so far from the general has told us, is they bombed out a civilian sector, and that, to the Republic, that is such an egregious crime that they had to be sent to this penal planet, or penal colony, or whatever you want to call it. I think it's just a prison planet. I guess that's the best way to put it. However, we don't know anything outside of that, of why they're actually here, other than the fact that they killed a bunch of civilians.
Looks like we won this round. On your feet, people. Get ready to move out. Sounded like some serious fighting. You all right there, ground pounder?
There was nothing I couldn't handle.
Nope, I'd expect not. Look, maybe I was a little short with you. It's good to hear the command wants us back, but they burned us pretty bad.
Am I following this correctly? You feel that your punishment for murdering thousands of unarmed people was too severe?
We aren't murderers. We never would have made that bombing run if we'd known there were civilians down there.
What did you think you were bombing?
Our target was a Sith Lord, Andoru, a real sadistic bit of scum. He's raised dozens of Republic colonies and left no survivors. Intel put Andoru on Fest with nothing but soldiers and factories for company. We launched at full burn, dropped everything we had, and now we're here.
It must have been very hard on your unit.
If not for Commander Gall, the men would have gone rogue for sure. Speaking of the men...
Harlan, sir, we've got a situation. Lin, Ty, and Simo are trapped in one of the prison complexes. We can't get them out.
Great. Hang tight, Cal. We'll get you some backup on the double. What do you say, Major? You need all of Daggerwing, right? Care to go 2 for 2 on rescue ops today?
I can do this in my sleep. Maybe I will.
Whatever you say, ground pounder. You can meet up with Cal at these coordinates. I'll get these slackers back to base and catch up with you after. Good luck.
Okay, cool. We can help him out and get more of Daggerwing free, or possibly able to help me, or just freed up just to get the heck off this planet. As much as I like it, it would be nice to move on to the next part of the series, because thus far it's been a lot of recruiting people for like this epic battle that's supposed to happen at the end of the entire story.
Whoa, a major. Havoc Squad. This is huge. Oh, I'm Cal. Look, it's a real honor to meet you. Real honor. You're here to help, right?
Give me the situation, Cal.
And with all the commotion going on, we started seeing breakouts from one of the labor camps. Some real bad characters in there, believe me. The worst is a guy named Gouge. You don't even want to know what that freak was up to before they locked him up.
You told Harlan that several pilots were trapped in the prison now?
Yeah, right, because of Gouge. Let me explain. One of the guard officers, Brock, wanted to storm the labor camp and make sure Gouge didn't escape. Bit obsessed, that guy. Well, 3 of our people volunteered to back Brock up. But things went bad at the labor camp, and now they're all trapped.
In what way exactly did things go bad?
A lot more of the prisoners are running loose than we expected. A whole lot more. And they're all armed. Here are the last coordinates Brock gave me. You should find everyone there. A little stressed, so go easy on them. Oh, one other thing. Somebody shut off all the surveillance cameras in the area, so if you could switch them back on, it'd help a lot.
The Daggerwing pilots are my first priority. Everything else is secondary.
Whoa, nice! I've never been a priority before. I'll be here if you need anything, Major. Good luck.
Well, I guess now is a good time to talk about kind of their situation as Daggerwing. So what we know now, after talking to this guy and the other guy, mostly the other guy, is that they didn't know there were civilians in the area they bombed out. So they didn't know that they were just killing unarmed people. Which, could be used as an excuse, as, maybe they actually did know. However, he gave us a little bit more information, that there was this Sith that they were supposed to be killing, and their orders were to bomb this area that they knew that he was at. However, whatever happened, the information was wrong. Whether it was deliberately wrong, maybe somebody was behind on that, we don't know. But maybe it could have just been misinformation. Like, that would have sucked, but it happened. So unfortunately, they went in expecting to bomb out this Sith and take down this major guy, apparently, and instead they killed a bunch of innocent people who didn't even deserve to die, let alone get bombed out by the Republic. Who knows? They may even be Republic people to begin with. They didn't really specify a whole lot of more information there, and you could extrapolate kind of what happened though. So it is a bit of an unfortunate situation for them to have to be locked up like that. It was a mistake, and I don't think they probably should have been locked up. Although they seem quite cheerful and are happy to serve the Republic still, so they may be bitter, but I don't think they're resentful at all. It's the best way to put it.
Freeze!
Take it easy, Simo. They're Republic soldiers. They must be here to help.
You got the best in the Republic to get you out of here.
Sounds good to me. Let's go.
We're not going anywhere. I swore an oath to keep the prisoners on Belavis locked up. I'm not gonna leave and let this scum escape.
I go free whether you stay or go. Run now, and maybe I won't find you once I'm out.
Nobody asked you anything.
This is moronic. Who cares about one prisoner? There are hundreds of them running loose.
You volunteered to help me guard my post. You don't want to stay? Fine. But I keep my word.
Brock's right. Daggerwing agreed to help hold this ground. If we die, we die. That's the job.
If this scumbag weren't breathing, you'd have no reason to stay, right?
Are you serious? You want to kill him in cold blood? Major, this is an unarmed prisoner. We cannot kill him as a matter of convenience.
Gouge got a life sentence, not death. Not our place to change that.
We'll put Gouge in a cell somewhere else.
Yes. Code 97C provides for emergency prisoner transfer in conditions like these. Let's proceed.
It'll be a hard run, but if you get us back to the entrance, we can take Gouge the rest of the way.
We'll follow your lead, Major. Let's get out of here.
It probably would have been easier just to kill them off and not have to deal with escorting them all out. But I think the right thing to do there was to just move him, unfortunately, because I think it would have been funnier to take him out in a non-sick, I'm trying to murder people way. But the weird thing is, I was actually, the first time I did that, I was a little confused, because they're all wearing the same outfit. But there's two of them, the Twi'lek and the Zabrak there. They're both in Daggerwing. The guy in the guard outfit is obviously a guard, but the dude with the blue skin and the weird tentacle things, I don't know what they're called. But that guy was just a random prisoner in here, and when Daggerwing, volunteered to help hold this area and make sure none of the prisoners were escaping, he was one of the ones that would have escaped. So it's a bit interesting of a situation that they're in. It's weird. It's almost like a conflict of interest. You're like, you guys are people who accidentally murdered people, unknowingly, and you're stuck in here, which sucks.
We're here. We made it.
Thanks, Major. We'll drop Gouge off in a holding cell and get back to base. See you around.
Okay, cool. Hopefully we can free the rest of Daggerwing once we get a little further into Belavis here.